YTA, I don't like my cousin's boyfriend and want to tell someone about it, but if I did that I'd be outing him to our family. The whole cousin saga. It's been over a year since the original posts were made, and since there were a lot of updates, I decided to compile them all in one post. The first post was made on July 1st, 2023, and divided by Empathiasol, and the last post was made on July 14th, 2023 on divided by AITA. Trigger warning: controlling and manipulative behavior, general creepiness, possibly incest and maybe even rape. Mood spoiler: disturbing. We're both guys. He's 16 and I'm 17. We've been very close since we were children, closer than I am with my actual siblings. His parents divorced 7 years ago, and he and his mother have been living with us since then. He's like a brother to me, and I guess I've always been a bit protective of him. His dad was a piece of shit, and after they moved in with us he'd sleep in my bed almost every night because he had a nightmare. We chose to share a room, even though there was more than enough space at our house for him to have his own. He only moved into his own room less than a year ago. Last Wednesday we wanted to go to the cinema together. I had rugby practice before, so we met up at the cinema. When I got there he was talking on his phone and smiling. That was a little strange, because he doesn't have any friends outside me and my friend group, and he wouldn't call any of them. When he saw me approaching, he hung up and acted like nothing happened. During the movie he kept getting texts and I tried to see who they were from. When I asked him who it was that had been texting him, he said it was only app notifications. That evening, while he was taking a shower, I went into his room to get my headphones. When I saw his phone lying around, I got curious, so I checked his messages. I found out that they're from a guy who goes to our school. They had been texting for over a month. They were sending each other heart emojis and all that stuff. When I found out I was angry, mostly because my cousin and I share everything with each other, but he never told me he was gay. I'm not homophobic. I've ended a relationship with a close childhood friend because he made a comment towards my cousin. I have to admit that I'm not too surprised that he's gay, because he does look and act a bit more feminine, but I would never have a problem with that. I love him the way he is. I hate that he kept this a secret from me. We used to share everything with each other, and now he's keeping such a big thing from me. It's like he doesn't want me in his life anymore. I tried to move past it, but every time I think about it, I just get angry and jealous that he'd rather spend time with someone who's basically a stranger than me, who's always been there for him. I know the guy he's dating. I didn't like Hype before, and I like him even less now. I don't think their relationship will last, and I don't want to see my cousin get hurt. I want to tell my aunt, because I know she loves her son as much as I do, and wants to protect him from getting hurt again. But if I did that, I'd automatically be outing my cousin to our family, and that would hurt him as well. I thought about how I could tell her without letting her know they're dating, but it's too risky. I don't want him to end up hating me. I only want to protect him and keep him away from bad influences. Would I be wrong for telling our family? Maybe he wouldn't even be angry at me. Maybe he'd understand that I only want to do what's best for him. Relevant comments: YTA, leave it alone. Just like you should have left his phone alone. You did this to yourself. You stuck your nose where it doesn't belong. You have no right to be mad that he didn't tell you. YTA for snooping, for deciding you know best who he should be in a relationship with, for cutting him out of your life, for not telling you he's gay, and for even NSIDERING outing him. Op then went on to make 2 more posts, both on July 1st. My cousin is being manipulated by his boyfriend. How do I bring it up to him? Link: my cousin 16 meters and I 17 meters are very close. He's more of a little brother to me than my actual brothers. We've always shared everything, and I've always stood up for him. I'm very protective of him, since I've seen him get hurt before, and don't want that to happen again. I recently found out that he's dating another guy. When I found out, I was, and still am, hurt that he didn't tell me. I'm also worried because I know the guy he's dating, and I know my cousin will end up getting hurt by him. I have reason to believe that his boyfriend is manipulating him, and maybe pressuring him to keep their relationship a secret. I'm always the first person he talks to, and we share everything. I think he just didn't know how to tell me, which is why he did it in a more indirect way. He openly received multiple texts from his boyfriend in front of me, but when I asked about it, he gave an obviously fake excuse. After that, I went into his room to get my headphones. He had left his phone out in the open, and when I unlocked it, their chat was still opened. I thought about telling his mother, but that could make him get mad at me, and I don't want that to happen, not even for a short time. I want to protect him though, so I will talk to him. I just haven't figured out how to bring it up. Should I be direct or approach it slowly? I want to protect him, not scare him off. TLDR, I have reasons to believe that my cousin is in an unhealthy and manipulative relationship and doesn't know how to tell me. I want to bring it up to him but don't know how. Relevant comments: what's the deal with relationship, boyfriend, and dating being in quotes? What about this relationship makes it so not real to you? This screams homophobe to me. What makes this relationship not real, compared to any other high school relationship? Ops reply, my cousin has never been in a relationship before and is pretty inexperienced when it comes to that. His boyfriend has had multiple relationships before. I know he doesn't actually care about my cousin, and is just using him until he gets bored. It sounds like you have a problem with him being gay. Ops reply, I couldn't care less about that. I've already suspected it for some time now. I'm just trying to protect him from somebody who I know will hurt him. How should I approach my cousin about the concerns I have regarding his relationship? I'm going to try one last time to ask for advice, because people seem to misinterpret what I'm trying to say. My cousin 16 meters and I 17 meters are very close. He's more of a little brother to me than my actual brothers. We've always shared everything, and I've always stood up for him. I'm very protective of him, since I've seen him get hurt before, and don't want that to happen again. I recently found out that he's dating a guy who I have some classes with. We're not friends, but I know him well enough to know that he doesn't actually care about my cousin. His relationships usually don't last very long. This is my cousin's first relationship, so he's still pretty inexperienced and naive. I can't stand the thought of him getting hurt, which is why I went to talk to him about his boyfriend. How should I go about bringing it up? On July 2nd, Op made another post on his profile. I talked to my cousin. You can stop speculating now. I couldn't sleep last night, so I wrote down what I wanted to say to him and practiced how to bring it across. I just waited in his room so we could talk as soon as he woke up. I told him I knew about his relationship and that I was hurt. He didn't think he could trust me enough to tell me. I asked if I had done something that made him think that. He assured me that I hadn't done anything and apologized for lying to me when I had asked about the messages. He told me it was because he didn't know how to tell me and he's relieved that I figured it out. I told him about the concerns I have about his relationship and what I thought about his boyfriend. He said I shouldn't worry about that because he's not being mistreated. He admitted to feeling a little overwhelmed by his boyfriend and unsure how to behave in certain situations. He asked me if I could maybe help and give him some advice now and then. In the end, I told him about this lake party I'm invited to. He rolled his eyes a bit because he's not big on drinking or meeting new people. I had to promise to stay with and not leave him alone with people he doesn't know. We've made up even though none of you were any help, so you can all go fuck yourselves now. It was followed by one last post before his account was suspended. My cousin and I still sleep in the same bed. We've been doing that since we were 9/10. It started because my cousin used to have nightmares and couldn't sleep on his own. Sometimes he still can't, but it's not as frequently anymore. We're also very close and have no problem showing affection, like cuddling or touching in general. There's nothing inappropriate or weird about it, but some people might twist it into something it's not. To us there's nothing strange about it, but maybe it could seem weird to outsiders. On July 3rd, there was a post on Redivided by True of Micast by. There were similarities between the usernames and the style of writing, but also concerning the ages, living situation and timeline. I kind of had sex with my best friend, but he's in a relationship and I'm not gay. We were at a party yesterday and got pretty drunk. We only barely made it to my room and just fell asleep. At one point I woke up, but not really, just half awake divided by half sleeping, and something was poking into my leg. It didn't really register what it was, because I was already bouncing off again. I woke up again later and his ass was pressing against my dick. I was still not fully conscious and didn't think clearly. I just turned my hips away and that woke him up too. It's all kind of hazy, but we basically jerked each other off and fell asleep again. When I woke up fully, he wasn't in my room anymore, but I could hear the shower running. I don't know how to act around him now, and I'm a little scared of his reaction. He has a boyfriend, though they don't seem to be very serious. This is such an awkward situation. I know he's pretty, but I'm not even attracted to guys. Edit. Thank you for your comments. They helped me feel less weird about this whole thing. We just had a talk and it went really well. He feels guilty because of his boyfriend and is probably going to end the relationship. That's not such a bad thing. IMO. Because his boyfriend is kind of an asshole and he could definitely do better. Relevant comments. You sound like you're more worried about losing your friend, which is valid. Things like that could be very awkward to talk about, but ignoring them is even worse for the situation. I'd recommend giving a day or two of space, and then just talk and let home know how you feel and that you hope nothing changes your relationship. If you want to keep him around as your friend, I'd also say think about your sexuality, but not as something that's taboo. A. You're sexually attracted to how someone makes you feel and not just the general sense of the genitalia, or maybe you're just not into that and was just drunk. I could be reading into that a tad bit lol, but definitely be honest and keep us or me updated. I'm interested in this now. Ops reply. He still hasn't come out of his room. but his mom went to check on him and said he's pretty hungover. He did drink a bit more than me and generally handles alcohol worse, so he's probably just trying to sleep it off. He usually does that. I'll talk to him either this evening or tomorrow. We'll be going on vacation together with our families and the two of us would be sharing a room, so it could get a bit awkward if we don't talk to each other. I've never felt attracted to him or any other guys, drunk or not. I don't know where this came from. I think I'm just a little confused right now. Do your parents and his parents know he's gay? Are they at Oki? Ops reply, I'm the only one who knows and we agreed not to tell anyone about what happened. He promised not to mention it even when he comes out. They aren't homophobic and wouldn't have a problem with either of us being gay, but they wouldn't be okay with what we did. I made sure he knows that they can't find out about this. Why wouldn't your families be okay with it if they somehow found out? Ops reply, our families are very close, and we grew up like brothers, so they would see it as wrong, but neither he nor I will tell them, so it's not a problem. It's not really their business anyway. I feel like it's important to ask, considering you were nearly blackout drunk. Were you fully consensual? Ops reply, it was definitely consensual. We talked about it, and we were both just kind of acting on instinct, and not really thinking about what we were actually doing. I also wasn't blackout drunk. I handle alcohol pretty well. Are we ignoring the whole cheating aspect here? Ops reply, it's not really that bad. Their relationship wasn't really a serious one and his boyfriend was kind of shit tbh. He broke up with him now, which I think is a good thing. That doesn't excuse it. Ops reply, it does. Believe me, their relationship was basically over anyway. My cousin's now edited to say friend never been in a relationship before and his boyfriend was trying to take advantage of that and manipulate him into doing things he didn't want to do. I'm like 99% sure his boyfriend was cheating on him too. Cousin, Ops reply, law people kept writing something about cousins. Just mixed up the words. Even if you were right, why would it matter? Nothing about what happened would change, so why would you make it a big deal? Ops saw the first BORU post and post this on his profile. Just fuck off, stalkers. Why don't you just get hobbies instead of making up stories about other people and stalking them? What we're doing is none of your business. Why is it such a problem for you if he wants me to fuck him? FFS, just get a life. In his comments underneath the last post, Ops seems to be alluding to his cousin possibly having been molested as a child, and that he's the only one who knows. Op was quiet for a while, but on July 13, 2023, he posted again in We're Divided by AITA under the name Who Divided by 9 to 6 THROWRAADVICE839. AITAH, if I confront my boyfriend's ex about his harassment. My boyfriend 16 meters broke up with his ex 19 meters a little over a week ago. At first it seemed like his ex took it well. I heard from a friend that he was already dating someone else and my boyfriend didn't say anything. An hour ago, he showed me something on his phone and a notification appeared. He swiped it away immediately, but I saw that it was from his ex. I asked him what it was about and he showed me their chat. His ex had been messaging him almost daily. He's been texting him all kinds of messed up stuff, like saying that he would come by to talk with a threatening undertone and literally lying about it and insulting me, even though nobody even knows we're dating. My boyfriend hasn't texted him back, Thaug. My boyfriend is too shy to stand up to him, so I offered to confront him. We're on vacation until next week, but I want to talk to him as soon as possible. How should I go about getting him to leave my boyfriend alone? Does that already qualify as stalking? If it hypothetically ended in a fight, could it be seen as self-defense because I tried to protect my boyfriend? Relevant comments. Info, does your boyfriend want you to confront his ex, or do you just make that decision on his behalf? Ops reply, he doesn't want to confront him, but that is because I know he is too shy to say anything. I would only tell him afterwards, because I know he wants his ex to leave him alone, but would never dare to do anything himself. AIW for asking my boyfriend for a threesome. Blank, he's acting really bitchy right now and it's pissing me off. I haven't even done anything. We're on vacation and we're hanging out at the beach. There was this girl who kept flirting with me and ended up giving me her number. She texted me and asked if I wanted to come by her room. I told her I'm with my boyfriend, and she said that she wouldn't mind a third. I decided to ask my boyfriend, because she's my type and I thought it could be fun. He has also never been with a girl, so I thought he might want to try. When I brought it up to him, he got annoyed and told me he wasn't interested. I asked him why if he never even tried. He told me to fuck off and tried to just ignore me. I told him to stop acting like such a bitch and making drama out of nothing. He then said he doesn't want to sleep in the same room as me tonight. That's not possible though, because either he would have to sleep in his mom's room or I would have to sleep in my sister's room, which would both be weird. Am I wrong for bringing that up? It was a harmless question that he made a big deal out of. He is acting like I cheated on him or something like that when I literally told him what was going on and didn't even act on it. Edit. He apologized and we worked it out. He finally came to tell me he was sorry for causing all this drama and ruining this for me. I forgave him and told him he could sleep in our room again. Relevant comments. It's not a big deal to you. It is to most people who believe they're in a committed relationship. It's very hurtful and insulting to be told you're so wants to fuck somebody else. I hope you work things out, but please be a little more sympathetic to his feelings. Ops reply. I know he will get over it eventually, so it's just annoying that he thinks he can act like this over such a small thing. It's not like I told him I would fuck her alone. I told him she wanted to have a threesome and he acts like I cheated on him. So you just told him he was being a bitch because he didn't want to have sex with a woman and have a threesome, when he might not even want to add a third to your relationship. You are defraud. Do you ever even think about how your boyfriend might feel? Ops reply. I said he was being a bitch because he was acting like one. He could have just listened to me and said no and nothing would have happened. He just chose to make it a big deal. Or maybe you think it bothered him, and he got quiet because he didn't want to cause drama. Ops reply. That's his problem then. If he had said something I would have stopped talking to her. He just chose to be a child about it, and it's pissing me off that he thinks he can just do that and get away with it. If you made it this far, thanks for watching.